real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Tammy Schmudlock says when she started dating the defendant, she made it clear to him that she doesn't date liars, cheaters, or abusers. But she claims he turned out to be all three. Tammy's suing her ex today for unpaid loans and court costs. Defendant Daniel Osborne says the only reason he's being sued today is because Tammy is a scorned ex-lover. Daniel insists he has never been convicted of abusing a woman, and he denies owing Tammy for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
In 2018, Dan and I met on Facebook, and we were chatting. The end of summer 2020, we started dating. In the beginning, everything was fine. I did make it clear when we started dating that I don't date cheaters, liars, or abusers. He was talking because he was going through a divorce.
You didn't want to date. I'm sorry. Most men are not abusers.
Yes.
Most aren't cheaters, but a whole lot of them are. You've knocked out about 60% of the population.
Explains why I'm still single. No, just kidding. I've got a boyfriend now. But because he was going through a divorce, I wanted to clarify. He claimed his ex-wife had cheated on him. Come to find out, he is all three. After we were done, I was contacted by his current girlfriend's husband, Mark.
Hold on. You all were dating.
We were dating.
And you got a call from his current girlfriend's husband.
After we broke up.
Got it.
I got contacted after we broke up from his current girlfriend's
Your
husband.
Honor.
Now, I found out during that time that he was dating at least 2 other women.
He was 3 deep.
At least.
Wow.
So...
Got his earrings shining. Oh, yeah. He got his necklace. Oh, I can see that now. He got his goatee. He got his cut. He is playable. Look at the way he stand. He even got the stand.
Got the crucifix. He's a good guy.
Look at him.
I've also been contacted by his ex-wife, Julie, who has a support group on Facebook that I am part of.
Oh, now,
There's 8 of us.
The woman, sir, you sent her to support group.
Yep, the support group is for the women he has physically and mentally abused.
Seriously, now this is not a game.
No, it's not a game. He has physically, I am the only female in their 20-year marriage that she cheated on him with, that he cheated on her with, that was never physically touched.
What stories did you hear? And then I'm gonna let him defend himself because this is hearsay. Go ahead.
Actually, I have off of CCAP, I have where he's been charged with domestic violence. He pulled a gun. Back in 2005, he pulled a gun on his son and his 2 stepsons. So his first wife got a restraining order against him. That is the same gun he put to Julie, his ex-wife's head, and loaded the chamber.
How do you know that?
Because Julie told me. I actually have a statement from her.
I got that, but the sons are on record.
Yeah, the restraining order that the one mother had to get.
For putting the guns to his sons.
Yes.
Anything else on record?
Yes, it's that one. I want to look at it quick so I don't quote it wrong.
Okay, sir, what do you want to say while we are waiting on this? I'll let you address that real quick, and then you can go.
There was no charges on that.
Pardon me?
There was no charges on that because it never happened.
Have you ever had a conviction or any other allegation for women beating or abuse?
I've had allegations.
On record? Like
Yep,
they went and
but
filed
I
police
never-
reports? I'm not talking about a woman you conned out of her money and then she retaliated by lying on you, if that's the case. I'm talking about something where they told the police and it's in a report.
Yes, there's no evidence.
Okay, well, any case you've been convicted of or sentenced to anger management, anything of that nature?
Anger management back in '93. Yeah, I haven't been in trouble with law whatsoever since 2012.
What happened then? Was it related to anger, any anger issues?
Disorderly conduct for raising my voice. In the state of Wisconsin, you raise your voice is disorderly conduct.
Well, yes, you are right. If it's disorderly, the manner in which you raise your voice is disorderly, then yes, it is. And that's where your temper came back in. That's what 2012, you exhibited that temper that you needed to work on, or that anger. That's why you raised your voice and got a ticket for disorderly conduct. What else did you want to tell me?
it's it's page 14. On January 31st, 2020, it was filed for criminal damage to property, domestic abuse, resisting arrest.
Sir, let me hear from you. Want to give me some background on your Playboy times? She says when you were dating her, you were 3 deep.
Yeah, and that never happened.
Okay,
But
you tell me about how pure of a man you have been in your relationships.
first of all, Your Honor, the only reason we're here is because she's a scorned ex-lover. And
Or abused ex-lover, we'll see. Go ahead.
I have not hit a lady ever.
Doesn't have to be physical abuse all the time. So how did you all meet? How did that go? How long did it? Tell me about that.
We met on Facebook. We were friends for quite a while. And must have been last summer we started talking about, getting together. She wanted to go for a ride on my motorcycle. And I said, that's fine. Then we dated for a few months.
How'd that go?
Went good.
She ever bring to your attention these other women she suspected you of cheating with?
Not once. Not until
Why did you all break up?
her friend, Tommy, that was in prison, he got out of prison, and he told her that he found all the stuff on CCAP on me. It's like, it's all
Criminal
my,
reports. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's all my past. Mm-hmm. No, I thought,
Yeah, and
I'm
this is a man
entitled-
coming from jail. So right, I got it. So then what?
and I thought, I'm entitled to a fresh start somewhere along the line, and that's what I was doing.
All right, let me hear from you, man. Why did you all break up?
Tommy's known me for multiple years, and when I told him that, he's like, that name sounds familiar, I'm gonna look into it. They actually have mutual friends who have witnessed the abuse, and so he looked him up on CCAP to give me actual hard proof because, like you said, talk is talk.
And the convictions were regarding domestic violence.
Yes,
or
in
the
fact, he
arrest.
hadn't gone to court yet for the one I pointed out to you. He hadn't gone to court for that one. That one, his current girlfriend's husband, Mark, went to that court hearing, and while I was on the phone with Mark, when he was telling me about what happened with that, where he has to be good for a year or he will go to prison, I actually overheard him threaten not only to kill Mark, but to kill his girlfriend's 2 sons.
Yeah.
And I actually had to appear in court for that one to testify. And he got his girlfriend to perjure herself and claim she was
And
on
he
the phone
got
with him
thrown
the
out.
whole time when she couldn't have been because I heard it. I'm not a liar. I don't care. I mean, I filed this and all these people contacted me.
Donna.
I didn't go looking for these people. I filed to get my money back, the $1,000 I loaned him to get an attorney so he didn't lose his property, and $705 for his mortgage payment so he could get the paperwork he needed because he had to be up to date on his mortgage to get the paperwork he needed for court. And then $160 is all the filing fees and stuff I had to do to get
This
this.
is all over the course of your dating, and how
Yeah.
long was that? When did you start dating, though?
August?
August, a couple months later, he asked, or what happened?
Yeah. He's a manipulator, so he made it seem more like I offered, but if you run back
I
through the
never once
conversations,
asked.
he put it out there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one of those, where, I'm a psych nurse, I should have known better, and looking back at our conversations, I see how I got manipulated, but hindsight's 2020. So he kind of got sketchy near the end of 2020, started taking care of a elderly uncle on the weekends, and his phone started not working. Those are when Jennifer, his current girlfriend, Mark's wife, was emptying their finances to pay off his debt.
It was not a disabled uncle or anything like that. It was my uncle.
You were taking care of him,
No,
even if he wasn't disabled?
no. I wasn't taking care of him. He's
How
got a
is your
wife.
uncle relevant to this case?
I don't know.
You all ever discuss him?
Oh, I told her, I'd like to visit him.
He's a good family man. I can't hold that against him.
Well,
I'd like to visit with mine every
his-
week or what have you. I can only see my aunt. I go down to Florida. I just saw a couple weeks ago, but
When his-
I'd like to see him as well, ma'am. I understand, particularly if I got women chasing me for money. I'm gonna go see every aunt and uncle I can to get out of that and
So
say I'm at my uncle's.
His current girlfriend's oldest son called me and asked me to do a group call with his mom, and I did, because I thought she needed to know. And so her and I were comparing dates, and whenever I was told he was with his uncle, he was with her.
All right. So whenever he said he was with the uncle, the other lady said
Right.
he was with her.
And during a time period where he claimed he was in the hospital, she's like, well, he was for a day, and then I got to take care of him for 2 weeks, which was no fun. I should have just been home. I'm like,
Your Honor,
better you than me.
Let's get to the money, sir. Do you owe the money? If not, why?
No.
Why?
It was never given as loan.
You just met the woman a few months earlier. Why would you expect her to give you a couple grand?
She
Unless
offered.
you're a woman hustler.
She offered. I never once asked.
Did she say she wanted it back? Ever?
No.
She never asked for her money back.
Not till we broke up.
All right, fine. What did you tell her then? Did you say I don't owe you? Did you say why do you change this now suddenly to a loan? You know it was a gift, baby.
If you look at evidence 3 that I submitted,
Page
you will
3?
see. Evidence 3, yeah, on page 3. Yeah.
What is it gonna tell me?
She said, well, since your current girlfriend, the one I'm with right now, said that.
No, I want to see where you said, I don't owe you, or why are you asking me for money I don't owe you? It was not a loan.
If it was a loan,
You,
there should have been something written up.
and
that
if it
was
wasn't,
not-
you'd have said, no, it wasn't a loan. What are you talking about? Somebody tells me I
never
owe them
asked.
money. I'm going to say, where do you get the idea that I owe you some money? And then they'll tell me, and I say, nope, I don't owe you. Or I'll say, yeah, you're right, I owe you. Well, let me think about it. No, I don't. Let me hear the communications.
So if you look at page 10 on December 29th, when I thought he had blocked my number, I pointed out that he owed me the money. And
Told you.
And he taught on January 1st, he's like, no, honey, I didn't block your number, because I'm stupid, and I believed him.
You still owe me $17.05. I have the proof.
Yep.
No, I didn't block your number. I do miss you. Oh, this soft con. And now he's a wannabe pimp. I'll be home sometime Sunday. That's how you sound, sir. That's how you sound.
And he was with
But no,
Jennifer
not
that
even a
whole
pimp,
time.
a woman hustler. Look like a pimp, but really a woman hustler. See, that's how they stand, sir. I don't care what you say. I've been around pimps all my life. You have that demeanor.
I never.
You lean to the side, throw your head to the side. You well grown.
I thought we were still dating.
So, okay, so you just admitted, when we were dating, I still brought it up to you. You just said we were still dating. You just said that. You said I never brought it up until after we broke up.
No, it wasn't.
No. So I did bring it up after we broke up if you look at page 9, because I found out Jennifer's the one who bought him the new smoker and the big, huge flat screen TV.
I'll call you when I
What,
get
she
back
didn't-
home. I get that you're done with me, but can we please discuss you paying me back? I'm not done, honey. I've been in the hospital since Christmas.
And I was.
Got out this morning, honey. I want to see another text where you ask for your money and his responses. I'm looking for him to at least deny
Oh,
me.
he never does. I guess if you look at page 6, on the day I broke up with him, this conversation isn't done. We don't need to contact each other again unless it's to pay me back my money. That would be $1,000 for your divorce attorney and $705 for your mortgage. And the reason it's more now is because of what it cost me court fees to get it set up.
His response. What did I do this time, hon? Sorry, I fell asleep. Wow, I'm sorry. Still not addressing your request for repayment.
Because it was never a loan.
Yeah, but why didn't you answer her? Why didn't you tell her it wasn't? You never said it. And a reasonable person who doesn't owe would address that at least once. You never addressed it. I've seen several requests, and not once did you address it. Therefore, I'm going to conclude and believe that you tried to avoid even discussing it, let alone repaying it, and I'll give judgment for the plaintiff. And, sir, if you're going to play. That's soft con. That's not pimping or woman hustling. That's soft con. Now, either going to be a player or a con man. Now, which one?
Neither.
Well, tell that jury, give her money back. Then you won't be able to come up no more. No diamond, no necklace, ain't nobody bothering with you.
Right.
That your goatee will grow out. You'll even start standing different. You'll start standing up like a square. I don't want to turn you into no square. Keep your jewelry, your necklace, and keep looking close, all
I'm
right?
going to keep my Harley and be happy.
There you go. I like that better than square. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
You owe so much money to so
What
many
are you
people.
talking
And I
about?
cannot believe that after you blackened someone's eye and it didn't clear up for a week, you made her apologize because you had to put
What
your hands
are
on her.
you talking
You are
about?
a disgusting human being, and I'm so happy I never introduced you
I
to my
wanna know
son.
what you're talking
You are
about.
just so pathetic.
Plaintiff Biljana Jovanovic grew up poor, so she started working at the age of 14. And now she's in training to become a police officer. Biljana says although she doesn't know the defendant, she's suing because she claims he totaled her car. Defendant Roy Walker says at age 7 he was prescribed pills to help him focus, and from that point on, he became an addict. Roy claims he eventually became addicted to cocaine, but he's now clean and sober. He's countersuing Biljana for defamation.
Start with you.
Hi, Your Honor. I just wanted to start by saying that I don't know the defendant personally, but he did cause me a lot of debt. I grew up very poor. I started working at 14 years old, and by the time I was 18, I had my first child and I was in college. I tried to maintain that, and it was just overwhelming because I
Where were you raised?
Oh, in Portage, Indiana.
I know you were poor. I said, where were you raised?
What do you mean where?
Poor Indiana. All of Indiana ain't poor.
No, Portage. It's Portage.
You were poorish.
No, it's called.
You weren't all the way poor?
It's called Portage.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's the city of Portage. Okay. You made it to college. You didn't let the poverty get in the way of
Right, but I ended up dropping out.
motivation.
I ended up dropping out of college. It was just too much for me. I was a single mom. So back in 2013, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of working a minimum wage paying job. So I ended up reapplying for college, but I ended up pregnant again. So at that time I had a child with disability. He has autism. And it was just really hard, and the relationship was really toxic. So I ended up leaving everything and the minimum wage job in 2015. I ended up getting a new job at a casino. I make decent money there. So I tried to, I'm like, you know what? I've always wanted to become a police officer. I'm going to do this. So I reapplied in 2018. And guess what happened, Your Honor?
You're a police officer.
No, I'm pregnant again.
Oh, Lord.
So, but this time I'm like, you know what? If I keep reapplying, like at school, I'm gonna keep getting pregnant. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna stop.
That was good.
Boy, every time you apply for something, you get pregnant.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna finish. So in March of 2020, I graduated with my degree.
Let me hear from you, sir. Give us a background on you before we get to the car she's suing you about.
Well, Your Honor, all saints have a past and all sinners have a future. My past is involved with a lot of substance abuse. At the age of 7, I walked into the family doctor going to get a physical for football, and I left with a prescription for Ritalin. I was told, take these 3 times a day and you'll be normal, you know. And as me and my brother being the only black boys in our elementary school, I wanted to be, if not only just feel normal. So I started taking these as prescribed. It led to growing up and thinking I needed something in order to feel normal or be normal all through high school. And then it changed from Ritalin to Adderall. But on June 3rd of 2009, I turned 18 years old. I graduated high school that day. It was the first time I went to a strip club, and it was the first time I tried cocaine.
What happened?
I would do cocaine, and it was a long spiral downhill then of, hey, I think I feel normal off of this, you know, or maybe this feels normal. Mind you, I don't know what normal is. It's a basic opinion. And so I was just trying to do things to help me cope with things I've never coped with, and I didn't know how. And so
How about your career?
Right now I am
Starting out.
I started working hosting and bussing tables in restaurants, and then I went up to serving and then bartending, and those, of course, being paid every single day fueled the substance use that I was doing. So that was my life, you know, working in restaurants, using drugs, drinking a lot, and then 2018 came around and my daughter was born, and I was like, well, now things are different now. Now I have a reason to feel good. Now I have a reason to change my life and to be somebody instead of just float by as that whoever I am at that moment. But so I checked into treatment out of Maryville, Indiana, Recovery Works.
How long ago?
This was 2018, the year she was born. The counselors there saved my life to the point where they helped me get past things that I didn't even know I needed to get past. And so on July 13th, I actually start back school to get my master's in addiction counseling and mental health counseling.
Excellent.
And with a minor in human services.
Love that. I love for people who have illnesses and they're able to learn to cope or handle it and then teach other people how to do the same. That's a real calling. All right, let's get to your money. What happened to your car that you're suing him about?
Okay, so on December 4th, I had to work that night because I work midnights. So I had to take my kids to Chicago where their grandmother stays for her to watch them. And my car was flickering. So I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to pull over on the highway. So I pulled over on the emergency lane. And I turned off my car, and next thing you know, it didn't turn back on. So then I called my dad, and he said, it sounds like it's your battery. You need to get a battery. So then I called my sister. My dad lives about 2.5 hours away. So I called my sister, and I said, hey, could you pick me up and take the kids and take me to go get a battery? She said, yes. So by the time she came, we tried to jump the car. We realized it was too dangerous to jump it. So she picked me up. She dropped off the kids for me. We went to AutoZone. I came back, and my car was gone. So at this point, I'm flipping out because I don't have insurance. I'm like, oh, my God, did my car start back up? Somebody stole it. I don't know if it got towed.
Go ahead.
So I called the state police, and I'm like, why did you guys tow my car? I just automatically assumed. And they're like, we don't know why we towed it, but we just know it had gotten towed. And I said, okay. 5 minutes later, they called me back, and they said that your car has been involved in an accident and it's been completely totaled. And at that point, I just broke down and started crying because, like, now I can't go to work, and now I don't have a car. So December 5th, I ended up going to the tow place because I asked who towed my car. I had them tow the vehicle to my house because I'm like, I still owe $9,700 on this car. I can't let them take it. So they ended up towing it for $320 to my house. And I actually have a video of the damages that were caused.
Yes, let's see it.
The whole driver's side was messed up, the bumper. I asked the tow guy, was it available to drive? He said the front axle was broken.
Yeah, the axle is that wood costs. And from what I'm seeing, I guess total means the cost of repair is beyond the value of the car.
In the police report, it stated that he did $10,000 to $25,000 in damages.
Yeah, what page is the police report?
That is on page 2.
All right. And what did you discover regarding Mr. Walker?
I discovered. Oh, I'm sorry. I discovered that after reading the police report that he made an unsafe lane movement and totaled my vehicle. He didn't have insurance, license, plates expired, etc.
Okay. So what do you say?
Well, on that night, I was traveling with a friend. He was actually traveling behind me. We were going to his house to park him with a vehicle, and then we were going to go shoot pool. I was merging onto the highway, and as I'm merging onto the highway, it was a little busy right at the end of this merge. And there was a semi right in front of me, and then there was a big F-350 carrying a trailer, and they were right there, and neither one of them was able to scoot over, so I tried to slow down a little bit to maybe get in between. The F-350 wasn't letting me in, so at this time I'm speeding up, and I'm coming towards the end of the merge. And as I'm coming towards the end of the merge, trying to get in front of the semi-trailer, there was a blacked out car, no hazards on, no cones or nothing, right there at the end of the merge, almost in the highway. And as soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, I locked the brakes up. I'm getting ready to go straight on with it, and I'm thinking, close my eyes, and I'm like, well, there's just this small gap in between the SUV and the semi-trailer. So I go in almost 60 miles an hour. I bounced off of the SUV, off of the semi-trailer tires, back into the SUV at the beginning. I hit the back tire, bounced off, hit the semi tires. Then I hit the front of the SUV, which pushed her whole vehicle onto the shoulder. And then I skid probably 30 to 40 yards still, and then stopped. Immediately I got out of the car. I was like, oh, someone's in there, and maybe they have kids. So I ran down to her vehicle, and nobody was in there. It was abandoned. By this time, I'm walking back to my vehicle, and my friend who's coming on the merge and on the highway as well pulls over. I'm like, whoa, I don't really feel good. I'm starting to feel very dizzy. So I was like, let's go to the hospital. And I jumped in the car with my friends. We went to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, though, I'm calling the police. I'm like, hey, I just got involved in this accident right here, this mile marker. She was like, where are you at? And I was like, I'm pulling into the hospital. She said, okay, the state trooper's going to meet you right here at the hospital. I said, okay. So we pulled in the hospital. I met the state trooper there, and that was
You gave him this report?
Yes.
All right. And whose fault do you think it was?
Well, My belief is her fault. Why would you leave your vehicle there?
That's exactly what the shoulder is made for. People who have to move their vehicle over to the shoulder when it breaks down and might otherwise impede the traffic. What did the police report say?
Okay. Did you want me to read it to you, Your Honor?
Read the part that appears that he did something wrong.
Okay. Vehicle 1 traveled onto the shoulder and hit a parked abandoned vehicle number 2. After striking vehicle number 2, vehicle 1 came to an uncontrollable stop off the shoulder. Vehicle 2 sustained damage to the driver's side and front of the vehicle.
Let me stop you. I see that it does say defendant stated he had a suspended license. That's it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Once you have anything you have done illegal, it automatically carries over to negligence. So therefore, you're responsible for everything that happens after that first act of negligence, because that's probably why you may not be, but it could be one of the reasons your license was suspended. Reckless driving. You've had accidents. You've hit parked cars. So we're going to suspend your license. What is your counterclaim for defamation?
Yes, on page 2 here in my evidence, there's a post. We have a lot of common friends on Facebook, and she posted stating that not only slandering my name, but saying that I hit her car and tried to run, and I had her car towed. Telling people that, so I have people contacting me.
Did you get it towed?
No, I did not.
Well, that is a lie. Why you say he got it towed? He wasn't that nice.
Not only that, but she also said I tried to run.
He wasn't that nice. I'm not going to grant you money for the woman saying what ultimately was true. Now, this is exposing personal information that you might not want the public to know, which is an invasion of privacy, but I'm going to consider this a public notice, a public warning. Watch him. Stay out his way. He tries with suspended licenses, and then he hits you when you're parked. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care. Congratulations again to you.
Thank you.
The best of luck.
You as well.
Thank you.
Plaintiffs Latasha Hedwood and her twin sister Lakeisha Holloway were put up for adoption because their mother was a heroin addict. They both say they're desperate to find their biological family, and they believe the defendant may be their half-sister, so they petitioned for a sibling DNA test. Defendant Donna Polk says she always believed that her father had 2 more children, so she was thrilled to find out about Latasha and Lakeisha, and she hopes the DNA test will prove that they are, in fact, her sisters.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming. We're here for a DNA test to determine whether you're siblings. Is that why we're here today?
Yes.
All right. We'll start with the sisters here.
Hi, Judge. My name is Lakeisha Holloway, and Latasha and I are identical twins. We're 5 minutes apart. At the age of 2, we were put up for adoption. We knew that we were adopted. Our adoptive parents did tell us, but they couldn't really tell us anything else because, unfortunately, our adoption was a closed adoption. And during that time, most adoptions were closed. So my sister, my twin sister, last year around Mother's Day received a home DNA kit, and she took it. And then after investigation and digging, she was able to locate our biological parents. Unfortunately, they're deceased. With further digging investigation, she was able to locate an ex-boyfriend of our biological mother who shared with us that he's the one that started her on heroin, which is part of the reason why we were put up for adoption.
Wow, how did you all react to that?
Upset.
Upset.
You want to give me some testimony?
Yeah, so just to piggyback off my sister, COVID hit and I said, you know what, now's a good time to go ahead and continue to search. And so I did order the kit for Mother's Day, got information, and after working with a genealogist, along with further investigation, we were able to find a family that was possibly linked to our biological dad's side of the family. And so from there, that's when I received a call from Donna Polk. We talked and she volunteered to also complete a home DNA kit. And we got our results March
Now
of
let
this
me
year,
ask you,
2020.
you said she reached out to you all, or you all reached out to her?
Well, I reached out to the family member that linked me to their family first.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
And so Donna
And
took the
then-
initiative.
Yes. And Donna took the initiative to contact me after I provided my phone number.
All
And
right.
that's when we talked in December. Yes.
Yeah, well, we don't know about the results of the other test. We have the best DNA tests that you can get.
Correct.
So that's
Correct.
why we're here, and we thank you for coming here. Let me get some information from you, Donna.
I'm so happy and grateful for you taking our case. My father passed in 2009. Prior to his demise, the Lord spoke to me and told me that my father had some more children. After my father passed, I had a dream where I saw a vision of 2 children.
Wow.
And I must be truthful. I thought that it was a boy and a girl. So when my sister called me and asked me how would I feel if she told me we had twin sisters, I told her ecstatic. And I asked her for the names. And while she was giving me the names, I was on Facebook looking. I wanted to see my sisters.
Now, how long after your dream did your other sibling come to you?
The dream was in 2010 or either 2011.
Got
so
it.
10 years. So 10 years.
God's time.
So
That's right. That's
when-
God's time. That's right. He working his own
That's right.
time.
God's
That's
timing.
right.
God's timing, because sadly throughout all of this, as I found out about the twins, my mother was preparing to go home. We just buried her yesterday.
God bless you. Sorry to hear that.
Don't be sorry. My mama's in a better place, honey.
Yeah. How old was she?
She was 82. She would have been 83 come August. Yes. So when I talked to Tasha, I told her I'm going to put it on the horn. And I also told her, don't be surprised if everybody doesn't jump on a bandwagon right away. And so when I saw a commercial for your DNA, I called the show, and I also called Tasha and asked her to call, because I told her, I said, we're all from Detroit and everybody respects Judge Mathis. Everybody knows that he's an expert. He has class, he has finesse. He's not with the ratchetness. So let's,
got a tape?
Yeah, I'm recording it right
You gotta
now.
record that and play it.
And my phone, I'm recording.
So let's give him a call. And
Okay, I didn't know you all were from Detroit. You all grew up in Detroit, all 3 of them?
Born and raised.
yes,
Born and raised. Yes, sir.
Holloway. I see
Yes.
that name. Where were you raised? I know
Detroit.
some Holloways.
Born
What
and
part?
raised.
What part?
West side, Rosedale Park.
Okay, well, okay. The nice part of the west side. Okay,
Yeah, nice
very
part. Grand River Finkel.
All right. Where were you raised in Detroit?
I was raised on 8 Mile in Lasher and Maxwell and Gratiot. I graduated from Finney High School
Finney.
4 months prior to their birth.
Okay. And I'm sorry, yes, you, Latasha.
Yes, me and Keisha were raised together. So
Together
we
in the
grew up.
house. Oh, okay.
Yes, we lived in the same house. We went to Redford High School.
So I was about to guess. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the communications between the 3 of you, has there been much?
Me and Donna have talked. Keisha hasn't talked to any of the siblings yet, which I understand. This is a lot of information in a matter of 6 months of finding out our biological mother and father side of the family. So I understand her caution. And I've only talked to Donna and another sister, but as Donna said, some of the family just doesn't believe the credibility of the home DNA kit that we took.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here today.
You have other siblings that grew up with you in the house, other than your sister that's with you today, Lakeisha? You have
Yes,
your
so-
twin? Who else was there?
Yes. So, go ahead, Keisha.
We have a adopted brother, and then an older sister who is the biological child of our adopted parents.
Okay. All right. And you? Did you grow up with other members? How many people in your siblings did you grow up with?
There were 6 of us.
Okay. And everything went all right, smooth? Finney's to where you went to school over there. Finney's a tough
Mathis,
area.
you know the answer to that
I was
question.
say that's tough area over there by Finney.
Every family has their problems.
And you all are hopeful that it's the case, right? And you're going to be in touch with each other, and you're going to take it to the other family members if it's the case, which we hope and believe it might be. And our hopes and beliefs are met because you all are all sisters.
Awesome.
Yeah, all sisters. Congratulations. Good luck to you guys. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
I need some good news.
That's fantastic.
Yes, good news. Thank you.
It's wonderful.
I'm just glad it's confirmed. Now we can move on and, make new memories. And hey, life is short. Let's get it in.
I already knew. It was just confirmation for them. It was what I wanted for them. For them to know. I already knew. God never lies. He never lies.
No, he does.
Oh, I love you.
It's overwhelming, going through all this, but it's also exciting and just looking forward to, moving forward.
God bless you. God bless Judge Mathis. Bye-bye.